everybody. Welcome to our special Jersey baseball show. Today, we have Tom Ruscitti as our guest from Fairleigh Dickinson University. We brought Tom on because a little scroll through the college baseball standings in New Jersey, the D1 standings. We know we've got Rutgers, who's crushing it in first place in the Big East. Monmouth actually has a lead in the MAC after a couple of weekends, and certainly a strong team out in West Long Branch. And we've got a third team in first place in their conference in New Jersey. And we look in the Northeast Conference, and at the top is Fairleigh Dickinson. And that's got to be good to see, right, Tom? Thanks for coming on and welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And it's always good to just look at the standings at this point in the season and be in first. So
yeah,
we're just going to build off that.
Yeah, it's not like one weekend where you might have gotten, whatever. We're a couple weekends into the season now. We've got a big series this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because of Easter being on Sunday. You guys are out at Mount St. Mary's, and again, having won 7 of the first 9 in conference. Tell us what's kind of keyed the turnaround for the team. After a rough start. I mean, I think everybody in the Northeast has a rough start when you're playing Southern schools early in the year, but 12 out of 15 wins. What's kind of been the big turnaround?
I just think we've been really resilient as a team. We're always picking each other up after every inning. We give up a run, or if we don't score, pitchers got the hitters' backs, hitters got the pitchers' backs. So I think just taking it one inning at a time, one game at a time, not looking too far ahead. That's really helped us be able to be successful every game.
Now, I mean, usually when there's a big midseason turnaround like that, it doesn't just happen. The results might just kind of start showing up, but it's usually something that started building before then. You look at last year and you see NJIT following kind of a similar pattern in their conference. And, how much of that has been kind of the same for you, where it was kind of a culture thing that's been building? You're a senior now, obviously some struggles early in your college career team wise, but how much of that was building with the coaching change, with everything kind of headed for this year?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. The results might not have been showing, but now you're starting to see them. I think with a lot of stress on culture, what Coach DiToma has when he came in, I think you're finally just seeing the results of everything that we've slowly been building throughout this year and years before.
Yep, we're here with Tom Ruscitti, former star at Central Regional. All-shore player a couple of years, was a catcher back in the day, but certainly very Jersey Shore Conference star. What attracted you to FDU in the first place?
One thing for me is I just I like being close to home. So the fact that it's only just about an hour and a half from me up the Parkway, and then we're about 5-10 minutes from New York City. So it's always a good thing to be close to the big city and go there all the time in our free time. So that was one thing that really attracted me here.
But I think we need to get this on the record. You are not a Mets or Yankees fan, right?
No, not a Mets or Yankees fan. I'm a Philadelphia sports fan.
Yeah, it seems like that's, from what I've seen, that's actually kind of I don't know if it's just a Bayville phenomenon, but in the area, there's a lot more, there's still those pockets down the shore that are hardcore Philly.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of it. I like what the Phillies are building, so we're just going to go with that throughout the year and see how we play.
We like what the Phillies are building. We like what FDU is building. Kind of see the common thread here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You went through a coaching change in college, right? I guess Coach McKay was probably the staff that recruited, part of the staff that recruited you, and then midway through, I guess after your freshman year, right? Change over to Rob DiToma taking over. You get a short 2020 season, COVID hits, and then a kind of crazy 2021 season where you're going through everything. Tell us about, because not all coaching changes work out, ideally for guys who come in under the old regime, but this one seemed to work out pretty good. And tell us what Coach DiToma's brought to the program.
I think Coach DiToma, he just brought a lot of leadership qualities. He's been able to mentor the guys who ended up sticking around, and he's kind of helped us understand a lot about the game of baseball and a lot about leading the team to be able to be successful. So since my sophomore year, uh, there's been a group of guys who are still here. There's only about 6 of us that are here from my freshman year, and we've all been uh, building the way Coach DiToma wants to build his program, and we're just trying to model ourselves to be the best leaders for all the younger guys that come in and help them in the future.
What does it mean to you to leave the program? I don't want to, make it that soon. We still got a couple months of ball left here, but to leave FDU clearly in a better shape. The baseball team, the baseball program in better shape than it was when you got here.
It means a lot. Again, I got to thank Coach DiToma. I got to thank all the guys that have come in and really bought into what we've been building here. Just seeing the turnaround in 3 years from what it was like freshman year, sophomore year, and even last year, just finally being able to get the results on the field, that just says a lot about our work that we've been putting in, and about the buy-in level of everyone that's a part of the team.
So it's April 3rd, it's not even mid-April technically yet, but it's mid-April. But at the same time, we're 32 games into the season. We're 2 months in at this point. When you look back at what's going on, are there any key moments that stand out that help get you to where you are today?
I mean, I think the key moments for us, they came before the season. We were up on the weekends, every weekend at 5 a.m., driving 30 minutes to go practice. And everyone was always there 15 minutes early. Everybody was there with smiles, some positive energy to be there. I know it's hard to wake up at all those times for lifts and for practices, but I think those moments in the beginning of the season is where we really started to grow together, and that's where we started to realize if we put in the work then that we could see some results when we get to the field.
I said, and is there any better, feeling than actually seeing that start to take place? I mean, to sweep, to start the year, and then to pick up a sweep against Bryant, and people don't realize that number one, Bryant went down to East Carolina and swept, the number 12 team in the country to start the year, but they had never been swept before in a conference series ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see the results, but like you said, we're only about 30 games into the season, so we still have to that stuff's all good to have done, but we still got a lot of conference weekends left and a lot of games left. So we just have to keep focusing on what we got in front of us, just trying to go 1-0 every day.
That was something the coach had mentioned. It was a big, kind of not change in philosophy, but kind of a guiding principle, that you guys follow. It's really just, narrow that focus and put the blinders on and kind of deal with what's in front of you. I mean, is that something that kind of really has taken hold now?
Yeah, definitely. Because one thing that Coach DiToma always says is when we play another team, it doesn't matter what it says on their jersey. He always refers to them as a nameless, faceless opponent. Because if you're going in there and you're like, for example, we got Bryant last weekend. If it's, oh my God, we're playing Bryant, then maybe we play a little differently. But just looking at them as other people who put their pant leg on one leg at a time, like us, I mean, that makes the game just so much easier to play when you're not worrying about who's across from you.
Definitely, and doing it with a lot of guys from New Jersey and kind of just across the state lines in New York, right? It's really a local team.
Yeah, I think that helps to build the chemistry a little bit. Everyone, I know, I remember playing against a couple guys on our team in high school, and a couple guys on our team knew each other before high school, before college, and in high school and stuff. So I think that helps us build the chemistry a little bit faster because we all have these local ties.
So is there any thoughts or feelings of, hey, we can't sneak up on anybody now. We're at the top of the conference, or is it just let's focus on what we've got to do every day? It doesn't really matter. We're the same guys who kind of established our identity before the season anyway.
I mean, we've already noticed that, but I think we have seen other teams are finally starting to realize that we're not just going to roll over for them and, be the same old FDU that they're used to. So I think what we believe from the preseason and the offseason is definitely starting to show as far as results right now.
Yep, for sure. Now let's talk FDU campus wise here for a second. As far as the school, I mean, obviously, when the season's over and you graduate, the season's over. But what are you going to miss most about campus and campus life?
I'm just going to miss seeing everybody around the campus every day. I don't know. It's a small campus, so you're always seeing all the other athletes, all your teammates every day. That's really all. I mean, we're a pretty close-knit group of students here and student athletes. So just seeing everybody who I've seen for the last 4 years, that'll be probably what I miss.
You've seen an increase in kind of commitment to facility-wise and really being in a position to have success in the Northeast Conference. Any part of you feel like kind of a little bit envious of like the guys coming in now with all the stuff they can, where it was 4 years ago?
Oh, of course. All the guys who are seniors here, there's 6 of us. We always talk about how lucky these guys are coming in, that they get all the nice renovations that we didn't have when we were freshmen, and all the nice gear. We got the Under Armour deal and everything, all the nice gear they get now. So that's just something we talk to each other about all the time.
Yeah. No, what is it in your mind? Like I said, you played in the Shore Conference. You were fortunate enough to star in the Shore Conference. Obviously played at a high level in New Jersey now this is year 8, if you count the 4 in high school and the 4 in college. What's it say about, the quality of baseball in the state when, right now we've got a team leading the Big Ten, got a team leading the MAC, got a team leading the Northeast Conference. So it's kind of like, the Power 5 and also just kind of all throughout D1.
I think it speaks a lot to the baseball that we play here in New Jersey, because it just, like you said, here we have a lot of guys being represented on our roster from New Jersey. And I'm sure those other schools have a lot of New Jersey talent. So just being able to see all these New Jersey schools be at the top of their division just speaks a lot to the level of baseball we play in high school here.
Yes, sir. And we got to mention Central Regional, where you went to high school. You still follow the guys. It should be an interesting year this year.
Yeah, I still talk to a couple guys on the team. I still talk to the coaches. So I just want to see them play well this year. And I'll be reaching out to them as they go.
Going to put you in for live ABs against Cam at any point?
I've had my share of live at-bats against Cam.
Yeah, it's fun watching somebody in your high school develop into a big-time prospect, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. I remember I faced him when I was 2 years ago. So I've seen him ever since he was a little bit younger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you see the development from 10th grade to now. It's great stuff.
Yeah, he's a special player.
Yep. So again, Northeast Conference, first place. We got a big series this weekend against Mount St. Mary's. Road trip down to Maryland. You have a favorite trip that you take to any of these, now that you've been to everybody in the conference? What's your favorite trip to make?
Oh, my favorite trip. I don't know. I'm kind of a home guy. I like staying at home. I'm not big for bus rides. I'm just like sleeping in my own bed, playing at Nemoli. I'm not a big traveler, so I can't say I like to go anywhere.
Anywhere. Every week we got to find a schedule. We need a schedule where it's every weekend is at home.
Every weekend's at home. I would love that.
Awesome. What would it mean to get a big turnout for your next, for the rest of the way to play in front of some big crowds?
Oh, that would be amazing. I mean, we've started to see a lot more support at home. All the other We get all the other sports teams coming out. Like I've said before, we're pretty close knit, so we've supported a lot of other teams throughout the year, and we're now seeing the return in support, especially since we've been playing better. So it's always good to play in front of a nice group of people.
You made the switch from catcher to outfield in college. You miss being behind the plate?
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm sure your knees don't miss being behind the plate.
That's probably the best thing about it.
We appreciate the time, Tom. Certainly good luck this weekend. Big series ahead. FDU at Mount St. Mary's putting first place on the line in the conference. Like to see this story continue, and best of luck in the NEC the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.